He married my sister, now we're living together. Roommates-in-law.
Went low there, Tom.
I went high this time. That was a good switch off.
See, we're in sync already off to a hot pod.
Hot little coffee pod. I love these coffee pods. It's a great way to start the day.
Coffee pod is great. I got a little Topo Chico soothing what hurts me right now. Twist of lime. Not bad.
A twist of lime and a topo. Yeah, I mean, what you're living like the other half right now.
I mean, just if you want to know what it's like, we can talk about it off the pod.
Topo Chico for lunch.
I'm really living right now, Tom. There's $1.19 beverage I'm drinking right here.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking right at it. That's a glass bottle. God, you're the image of pure class. Right now.
I know. But hey, we're not even roommates.
Not even in-laws. Good friends. We are good friends. I got a couple quick updates for you. One, how's day one of our intermittent fasting going?
Let's see. So it's not bad. I am gonna break it tonight, though.
So we made it one day.
We made it one full day. But I had dinner with my parents tonight. I can't.
Also, your parents. How much would they love that if you said we got to do earlier? I'm intermittent fasting.
I think they. I don't think they would acknowledge it. They just go, okay, no, we're not doing that. I didn't know you were Hindu. All of a sudden, I'm like, what?
It does kind of sound like a religious thing.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay, great. He's a Buddhist all of a sudden. Jesus Christ. No, I mean, we got dinner's at 8.
You got to do it.
So got to do it. But I'll be back on the mix Wednesday.
Just for our listeners, Tim and I have decided to cut some pounds.
Got to do it.
We're going to try this intermittent fasting thing. I know we have some medical listeners, and they're going to say, oh, here's blah, 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 blah.
Here's why this is
should
bad.
Actually do. Yeah, I know. Okay. So
here's the thing. Don't give me advice on my health unless you are in perfect shape.
I was going to say, don't give me advice on my health unless it's aligned with what I want to hear.
Unless we're on the same team.
Yeah.
Don't disagree with anything that I'm doing because I don't want to hear that.
Because here's the thing too. If there are, I researched intermittent fasting for about 45 seconds to a minute at least, and there's some benefits, and then there's probably some cons. I didn't really get to them, but the good thing is we're probably not going to even stick with this for very long.
Well, there we go. That's the attitude we need going into this commitment. We're for sure going to break it. I mean, I'm breaking it 24 hours in.
Breaking it day 2.
But Tom, intermittent fasting came after the plans with my parents.
No, I'm not blaming you for breaking.
Got to do it. I mean, I got Dan and Pat in New York for 7 days. 7 days in Midtown. They're gonna die.
Oh my God, you're gonna need an intermittent fast from your family after this.
I mean, but they have other plans. They're doing their own thing. We're not seeing them all day, every day. Thank Christ. I think we would all kill each other. But I mean, I got my brother, my sister's coming down, my niece and nephew.
The whole family reunion.
I mean, this is they didn't come see me one time in Chicago, but you moved to the big city and everybody all of a sudden thinks you're cool.
I mean, Chicago is such a better place to visit than New York.
Without a doubt, especially for a week. You can live in Chicago for a week.
Well, yeah, because it won't cost you $12,000.
Yeah, I know. They're gonna get a hit in the head with a pipe and then be like, "Why did we spend $20,000 to get assaulted?"
Oh God!
They're just gonna get a T-shirt. It's like, I went to New York and all I got were these rat bites.
Yeah. Also, we saw Tim once.
It'll be good. 7 days in Midtown. I don't know. I feel like that's a title for something.
That is a movie right there.
We gotta write something about that. But it'll be good. I don't know. It'll be good.
Yeah, who are you telling this to right now?
I'm talking right to myself. Yeah. I was supposed to have therapy today, Tom. Did I tell you this?
Well, you told me that you signed up.
Yeah, and then they called me 2 days later and they're like, "Yeah, so you're actually out of our network." I'm telling a joke about this and it's kind of cooking because when when you sign up for therapy, like the first time there's like a drop down menu. I did it on like ZocDoc.
Yeah.
And you have to like choose why you want therapy. And so you're like, I have to choose like, depression and suicide.
Yeah.
And so the lady calls me. She's like, "Is this Tim Smith?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes, "For depression and suicide?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. That's so funny.
That's the one I chose.
That's all me. Well, what are the other options? Even?
And she was like, so yeah, we got to go ahead and cancel that appointment. It's like anxiety or like, there's just a million different reasons people want therapy.
Okay, yeah.
But unfortunately, scrolling through all of these, I'm like, depression and suicide is the one that fits.
Wait, so what happened? Did they get you a different one?
No, they didn't. This is
BetterHelp all over again.
This is such bad news because I've been white knuckling for 16 years, and then I finally said, you know what? It's time.
Did you not put in your insurance?
Of course I did.
Well, then
I don't know why I don't know, Tom.
ZocDoc sucks. They did the same thing to me one time.
Absolutely sucks ass. And does it look like I'm a floating head?
Because black shirt on black curtain.
Or can you see my really broad, muscular shoulders?
You can actually see your jacked shoulders.
Oh, okay, sick. But I don't know why. But it took me 16 years to finally sit down and go, we're doing this thing. It's time to help myself.
Yeah.
And then they call up and they cancel immediately. So I'll sign up again in another 16 years. I'll just white knuckle it.
Looking forward to it.
I'll white knuckle it for another 16.
God damn it. We sign up today.
Well, I mean, what are they, just to get it canceled again? I was like, in network, here's my shit. They said good to go, and then boom, canceled.
I mean,
is this Tim for depression and suicide?
Is this Tim with depression and suicide? And they're like, great, we're going to cancel. See you later.
Yeah, so we're going to go. And she had the nerve to say, can I help you with anything else?
Yeah, you're like, yes, the depression and suicide.
The depression and the suicide. You haven't helped with either of those.
I'm still 0 for 2 here, lady. She's like, yeah, I honestly got to end this phone call now.
Sorry.
Not a network.
She's like, I can't even really understand what you're saying. If you could take the gun out of your mouth, maybe you could speak a little clearer.
Walk away from the ledge. You get bad reception up there.
Yeah, it's kind of windy up there. Yeah, we always get bad reception on the Brooklyn Bridge. If you could just like step back from that bridge, maybe I could hear you a little clearer. That just struck me so funny of her being like depression and suicide. I'd be like, yep, and then she's like, gotta cancel on you.
It's kind of a dunk, a little bit. She could say a number of things, but it would be kind of awesome if she knew a little bit more about you.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, is this Tim? And you and your dad just like didn't really communicate well in high school, right?
Like, yeah. Like,
yeah, we gotta cancel.
We're gonna have to go ahead and cancel that. She just like tears you all the way down and then cancels.
She's like, hey, you aren't having like an existential crisis about the career choice that you made, are you?
Like, no, yeah, that's definitely me. She's like, yeah,
right,
we're gonna go ahead and cancel. Dude, I told that story on stage the other night, and it was Cooktown, USA.
That's fun. It's a brand new thing that's free money. It's just something that happened to you.
It's free.
You didn't even have to think of it.
Well, here's the thing: is I've been telling you this, so I haven't been drinking for a while.
That's huge.
I'm 16 days of no drunk. What sounds so alcoholic, but like we're just around booze.
16 is constantly really good.
So like I've been saying no a lot and just been like, fuck that, I don't want it. And it's not even that like it's a free one. It's just the antennas are up. So when something like that happens, you're like, that's hilarious.
Yep.
Let me write that little ditty down.
And then it's gifted to you. It's beautiful.
And now I'm in the kitchen just cooking.
Yeah.
With some new.
With some new. Well, I'll tell you what. I want to join you on that non-drinking train. I had 2 glasses of wine last night at this bar show I did, and because it's a wine bar, so I got wine at this bar.
Yeah.
And
we've all been there.
And this stupid intermittent fasting thing, I didn't eat after 8 p.m. I woke up like kind of hungover with 2 glasses of wine.
It ain't worth it, Tom.
Empty stomach, 2 glasses of wine. Tom's hungover. I mean,
2 glasses. I mean, but that'll do it to you. Red, or were you hitting the summertime sav?
Summertime Savvy B, a little natural one. It was okay.
Nice. I thought natural wines were better for the hangover, but I guess
thought
not.
So too. It's just a lot. Well, I think you got to have something in your stomach.
Was it actually 2 glasses, or was it like 3 or 4?
No, it was 2 glasses. They were large pours, but it was 2
healthy
glasses.
Pours. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it for
Yeah.
sure. Here's terrible news for me. I'm off the sake train.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
Instant
I just
headache.
gave you a bottle of it.
Lizzie took care of it. Don't worry.
Okay,
It
good.
it just instant headache all of a sudden. I'm telling you, my body is just kind of rejecting booze.
I mean, it's poison. Then
We've done this a million times.
Yeah.
But it just instant sip. I'm like, great. Now my head hurts. What are we doing here? But I do like
we're
a
having
little.
a good time is the problem.
Yeah, unfortunately. Let's see. What else you got, Tomas?
I'm in a little
go ahead.
moral dilemma.
Ooh, I'm the guy to talk to.
Yeah, is this Tim with depression and suicide?
Hey, get it good. Cancel that on you.
Well, I kind of want to name the episode "Tim with depression and suicide."
Tim? Question mark with depression and suicide? Question.
They might not love that, but it's so funny.
It's really the funniest thing.
God, you're gonna get some unsolicited help this week. I guarantee it.
Oh, people are going to be coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Anyways, so I go to this coffee shop in my neighborhood here in Los Angeles, and I've been going there for like 7 months now. Supported them a lot.
Love that.
Spent a lot of money, too much money, some would say, for
Mhm.
coffee every day. I go in on Sunday. I got the rewards program, and on Sunday I had my free drink to redeem. You buy 10 drinks, you get a free drink.
Sure.
So I redeemed my free drink. It's awesome news. I go back yesterday, type in my little phone number to start the whole process over. It says you have a free drink. And I go, well, look at that. I definitely used that yesterday, but clearly it didn't get put in the system right. So she's like, hey, you got a free drink. And I was like, all right. So get a free drink yesterday. I go back this morning, get this guy, still a free drink. I'm just, they're not putting it in the system right.
Tom, what is the moral dilemma here?
Do I tell him?
No. It's free drink city, Tom. What are you talking about? Los Angeles takes enough from everybody. How about a little win for Tom?
Here's the other thing. I'm getting text alerts that I'm getting points towards my next free drink, too.
I mean, look, this is like when the ATM accidentally lets out like $30,000. You take that and you bring it home and you don't tell anybody.
Okay.
This is not a moral dilemma. What are you gonna do? What is this coffee chain?
It's not a chain. It's a small black-owned coffee shop.
So we've got a moral dilemma on our hands.
Here's what I think happened. Well, I don't know. I have a theory, and I don't want to get this guy in trouble. Well, no, it doesn't matter. But there's a comic, like a new comic, who works there, and he knows me.
That's not what's happening.
And well, the first time I got a free drink, he was like, "I'll just keep it in there." But now it's been different people the past 2 times. So I don't know if he fucked something up where like
here's what's going to be a tough look is when they finally, whenever the system corrects itself and they're like, wait, you've had 32 free drinks in a row? And you're going to be like, wait, what?
You owe us $150.
Oh, I thought you guys just had like the sickest rewards program ever. Buy 10, get 212 free. Tom, I don't know. Look, it's a win. Take the win.
I mean, I'll tell you what, I am currently taking the win. I'm going,
and you just got to act surprised every time. Oh my god, another free coffee.
I go, oh shit, it says it's free. This one's free, and they go, oh yeah, it is. It's crazy.
This is on them to fix.
Yeah, they got to figure that out. I mean, how many people are doing this?
They're like, no one's given us money in 2 weeks.
But the thing is, like, you do have to get to 10 purchases, and like 10 coffees is a lot.
10 coffees? What are that? 80 clams?
It's about $5 a pop.
You getting cold brew?
Getting straight cold brews.
CB. Lizzie and I are off perch, so we bought an espresso. So now it's just we're playing with house money now, Tom.
Oh, now you're just polluting like crazy. That rules.
No, we recycle.
Wait, didn't the guy who invented Keurig, he was a professor at Notre Dame. I took his class, and he like fully regrets inventing it.
Why?
Because he's like, it's the most wasteful thing in the world.
Oh, fuck off, professor at Notre Dame. There's way bigger issues in the world than your little Keurig.
Well, it created so much waste.
Oh, I bet he regrets it so much. He's worth $700 million.
He's
doing fine.
Tim's such a cynic. A guy can't have a heart.
Oh, this is such. If he regrets it so much, donate all of your money. I doubt he regrets it at all. If you
He
sit him
taught
down,
for
really.
free.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He has $1.3 billion in the bank. I bet he taught for free. He should.
I want to know what his net worth is, actually.
Nespresso absolutely slaps. It's fun. We get our little, you put your little espresso in a tiny little cup. You feel like you're in Paris.
It's very fun.
But I'm in Ridgewood.
Espresso that you made. Hey, it's Brooklyn's Paris.
I'm in Ridgie, baby.
It's so fun drinking espresso in a little espresso cup. You guys got the little porcelain ones?
You better believe it, Tom.
God, that rules. That's very fun.
Tiny little handle. It's fun.
Yeah. What is that? What is the Office scene where he does that again?
I don't know.
I think he comes out and he's like, "Oh no!" He pretends he's
really
growing.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's fun. You just get your little espresso in the morning. You really feel like you're up to something. Feel like you're about to solve some problems.
I'll tell you what. I've been trying to get up earlier and then just be a nap guy because I can't go to bed early.
Let's go, nap guys.
Yeah, you're a nap guy.
Come on, you know this.
Yeah,
love
I
a
do know
nap.
that.
Live
Yeah.
for a nap.
How long of naps are you taking?
I don't even set a time. I just let my body figure it out.
What if you have stuff that you need to do?
Oh, well then sure. You just
Because like when I nap for like an hour and a half, I mean, I wake up and I'm a nightmare. I'm like
hour and a half. That's kind of the danger zone. It's gotta be like 40 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like 30s.
I mean, an hour and a half. That's like because you're like cutting it right before you really hit like an hour and a half. You might as well be sleeping for 8 hours.
Yeah, because you're ripping your body out and
you're pulling the ripcord right before that hardcore REM sleep, and you're fucking yourself. You got to do it with just a little taste, where you're like, "Ooh, okay."
I like a little refresher.
It's like a little porcelain glass of sleep.
That's all it is.
A little espresso of sleep.
And then you have a little espresso after you wake up for your nap. Wow.
Bada boom.
What a day that is.
Bada bing. Now you're cooking.
Yeah.
Tom.
God, I might need an espresso machine.
Get it. It's awesome. It's worth it. It's fun. We're having a gay old time with it.
I'm glad we solved the coffee dilemma because I'm going back tomorrow. And if my drink's not free, I'm going to freak out.
I mean, take every free drink you can get. In this goddamn life we live, Tom, take a win.
That's true. I need to take
a win. The world is trying to fuck you at every turn. Take a win.
Send us a note if you think Tim's wrong here and if you think I need to start paying back the coffee shop.
Please, they're doing great. They're in Los Angeles. They're selling cold brew for $13.
They're doing
Trust
great.
me.
It's always crowded in there.
Slammed in there. They probably saw you on the internet and they said, "You know what? This guy gets 3 free coffees."
Shit, was that guy at New York Comedy Club in Stamford this weekend?
Holy shit. I wouldn't have known that, but he wears that sweatshirt every day.
And I'm like, just doing a
they're like, dude, it's 88 degrees outside. What are you doing in a hoodie?
And it clarifies that it was the Stamford branch.
Yeah. You keep playing your cards right, you'll get to Utica. You'll get there, dude.
One day.
I'll burn Utica to the ground. Tom, so I had to go and we bought a piece of furniture.
Yes.
I had to go into Manhattan to get it.
With what? On the train?
Well, yeah. How else do you get to Manhattan?
Well, I'm thinking on the way back.
Oh, well, I had a Turkish man meet me there, and then we got the what?
Who is the Turkish man?
It was a guy from Turkey. I don't know.
But it was like a TaskRabbit?
It's a company called Dolly. So he showed up with a van, and then we went and got it, stuffed it into his van. And, there's like this big language, obviously his English isn't top tier.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is it cool if I ride back with you?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "No good? I can't sit in the front seat?" And he goes, "No." I was like, "Oh, all right." And he goes, "No, just kidding." I was like, oh, there
Yes.
we go. There we
Let's
go.
go. Man,
Now
he
we're
got
cooking.
you.
So we kind
Hook, line,
of
and
we did a
sinker.
little fist pound. We shared a laugh, and then we got in the van, and neither of us spoke a word for 45 minutes.
Oh man, and he opened strong. I mean, he got a good pop. And
I was
then
like, oh, this guy
couldn't follow
rips.
it.
No, he was too nervous. He blasted some cigs, and we just rode that van home. And so we get it all the way on. We get it out of this place into the van. We're in Murray Hill. Stuff it in this van. Drive all the way back to God knows where. Get it out of the van. Get it into our building. Get it down the hall. Doesn't fit through the door.
I mean, New York does not give you an inch. Literally, you needed an inch.
I needed one. I needed exactly 1 inch
And they will
to get this
not
thing in.
give it to you.
That is it's like all because I was thinking the whole way I was thinking this is working out pretty well.
This is kind of silky smooth.
This is the easy. We're gonna plop it right in the kitchen. Bada boom, bada bing.
This
Lizzie's
guy's
happy.
popping
It took me an hour.
jokes.
This guy's riffing. What are the odds I get a Turkish guy that likes to riff?
A Turkish riff. I love a Turkish. That's a Turkish delight right there.
That's so, we lit. Tom, I sent you the photo. Like we got it to the door.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
doubt.
I saw this. I mean, that was that picture gave me anxiety to look at.
No dice. Because you're looking at it and all the angles are wrong.
Yeah, it's just too bulky. And also, I've been in your apartment. That's a tight little doorway.
The doorway is a little tight.
Yeah.
And so we're like, all right, let's bring it on the
making me
other side.
anxious thinking about it.
Dude,
right
it was
now.
wild. So it's fully blocking the hallway of the other neighbor.
Oh yeah.
So now we have to, it's like a pit crew. Like Lizzie just came around with fucking tools and took it all apart.
Took off all the legs.
So, well, it's like, yeah, essentially just took it where we could fucking weasel it in there and then had to put it all back together. So what should have taken 2 hours ended up taking about 6.
Oh God.
New York, but you just can't buy a bucket. There's no such thing as purchasing a bucket here.
You will not purchase. But actually, you might purchase a bucket, but you will not receive a bucket.
It won't come.
You're gonna pay a lot for the bucket, and then what will show up is a rat. It's just a rat.
It's just a bucket of rats, honestly.
Hey, did someone order a bucket over here? It's oh yeah, it's rats.
As for no rats, okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just take care of the rats ourselves. But
that'll be $1,000.
that'll be $1,000. So we're turning this little house into a home, Tom. Couch is coming
it looks
tomorrow.
great. I saw the pic. It looks lovely.
Couch coming. I mean, you're not even gonna recognize this place.
Couch is coming tomorrow. I'm gonna be snoozing on that couch in about 2 weeks.
You're gonna be hitting that snooze button. Tom, we have new rules for the couch. We used to play it pretty fast and loose on the couch.
Oh no,
You're not allowed to come on it, and you're not allowed to bleed on it.
Come on.
No, these are rules.
I can't do either of them. Give me one.
No, Tom. Look, we never set rules with our old couch, and it was just.
I want to be clear.
Carte blanche.
I want to be clear.
To come and bleed all over our couch.
I want to be clear. This is the way you set it up. It made it sound like the rules were for me.
That you were not a perpetrator of this,
Thank you,
but
thank
we
you.
have had a lot of cum and a lot of blood spilled on this couch.
And I've slept on that couch. That really bums me out.
Mm-hmm. We had to throw it away. It was an absolute nightmare leaving Bleecker Street Studios.
Yeah.
We were just fully prepared. Like we're just not gonna have a couch for a month.
Gotta have a couch. Is this a new couch that you ordered?
Yes.
I mean, look at that. That's very fun. I've never bought a new couch.
I mean, yeah, but here's the thing: like couch is like a mattress, or it's like underwear. You got to buy new.
Yeah.
A couch and a mat. Those are very intimate things.
Right. Yes.
Like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if we would have even attempted to sell the last couch we had, which would have been
a crime.
Yeah, that would have been morally ambiguous. But that would have been us trying to sell that couch is way worse than you robbing this black-owned coffee shop blind.
Okay, good.
Which is what you're essentially doing.
It is what I'm doing. That's why I said I needed advice on the moral dilemma, and then you did not help at all.
No, I say you keep doing it. But us trying to sell this couch would have been criminal.
Yes, agreed. But it's out there. Is it just in the streets of New York?
Oh, it's gone. I mean, we just chunked it outside of our building on Bleecker Street Studios and just left it.
That's where it needed to go to the streets.
Yes, that's where it belonged fully. Yeah. The rats have taken it down to wherever it is that they live, and they're currently bleeding and coming all over it.
And I mean, what a funeral for it, you know? Is the way it's supposed to go out.
So gross. So yeah, we got the big fat couch coming tomorrow at noon, and then TV goes up on the wall, and we got a little home here.
I mean, I'm excited for a little hang.
I mean, it's gonna be decent.
In a couple weeks. God,
it's gonna be decent. What else you got, Tomas?
Well, last time I was with you, we were in Ridgy Studs. What's your Woodward?
Woodward Studio, dude.
Woodward Studios. Ridge Woodward Studios.
There we go.
That's, there's something there.
Yeah, we can figure that out. We'll flesh that out.
Anyways, we're in Woody Studs, and I was going to Stamford, Connecticut, following that. I just have one thing from that. I was opening for Becky Robinson. I've told these stories before. It's a fight for my life every time just because her crowds are insane. And this is in Stamford, Connecticut. It was like the yuppiest, and I think I'm using that word wrong, I've learned. What is yuppie mean?
Yuppies are young professionals.
See, you know what? I've never known what that stood for. I thought yuppie was just rich.
Well, I mean, that's like the connotation, but like a yuppie is a young professional, but like yuppies, it's like waspy. People use waspy all over the place.
I think I'm closer to waspy is what I'm looking for. It's just Connecticut. It was like rich, middle-aged, white conservatives.
Probably pretty waspy.
Waspy, yes, not yuppie. Waspy. And I mean, first show I tell my Joe Biden joke that is so down the middle, not even a
that's not one joke. That one's not edgy.
And it's kind of the whole joke is that it's not.
Yeah.
And it does not hit. And I'm like, and then I'm
in a way that are people upset?
In a way that people just clammed up. Obviously.
Oh, I didn't know it was going to get political here.
Yeah, the joke is that like I don't like Joe Biden until like my aunts and uncles don't like him, and then I'm realizing as I'm saying that it's a room full of my aunts and uncles.
Wait, so are these Trump people?
Yes.
Oh, these are Trump people. Okay. Yeah. Well, then they should have. God, it's just such a it's middle. The politics aren't even the joke of it.
No, it's not. It's that I don't have a point of view.
Yes.
And then I was kind of riffing on that, and I was like, oh, you guys got tight, whatever. And that's like getting them back, is like relieving the tension, whatever.
Right.
And then a lady in the front row just crosses her arms and she goes, move on. And I was like, oh.
What size venue are we in?
Like 220. This is New York Comedy Club. And it's like 225, I think.
Yeah.
But she's right up front, and she crosses her arms, and she's dressed like a golf professional because that's how people dress like Becky's character. So it's so funny to see a woman kind of like in costume.
Oh, like she's like
dressed
fully
as
in a Halloween costume.
Housewife. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's so funny to see her get mad about a joke.
Yeah, like, hey, you're wearing a Halloween costume right now. Maybe tone it down.
Yeah, you're playing dress up. I think what I said was you're playing dress up, and it's hilarious to see you get upset. And then I'm like, hey, what's your name? Because now it's like what's funny is I was gonna move on. And then she was like, move on. And I was like, okay, well, now let's have a conversation. And we've talked about this a little bit. I'm getting a little meaner on stage.
Let's go.
And I was just like, I'm not going to let that go. Because if there was a comment on the joke or whatever like that, I'd be like, whatever. But this was like such a rude thing to say that I was like,
it's just like, okay, you're here for my entertainment and I'm not liking this. Go do something that entertains me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you're like, hey, I'm lady like, cosplaying.
Yeah. Now I only want to ruin your night.
100%. What table was she with? Bunch of ladies?
Bunch of ladies, and it was an absolute layup. This was really embarrassing for her. I just asked her.
Yes.
I asked her name, what she did for work. She said she was in wealth management, and said something about that. Of course, you're evil, whatever.
Right.
It's like, yeah, they don't call it financial management out there. They call it wealth management. And then I'm like, all right, and who are you with? She's like, my girls. And I was like, nice. Are you married? She's like, no, never been. and people started laughing before I said anything, which is so mean by everyone else.
Well, they all just saw the writing on the wall. They were like, well, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. And I just looked at the rest of the crowd. It was one of those ones where like it's not even that good on camera because I didn't have to say anything.
There was no great line. It was just like we're all kind of on the same page, right?
And I was like, yeah, that checks out.
Like, sure.
And
yeah.
everyone just lost it. And she got so upset.
Yes.
Like she was like, I thought she was gonna cry.
Yes. God, I love that.
And then about a joke later, she gets up and doesn't come back during the rest of my set. And it took everything in me not to, because you also have to remember I'm the opener. So I'm like,
you can't light the audience on fire and then be like, give it up for the person you came to see.
Yeah, so I will own up to this part of it. I did basically apologize to her, which made me want to cry. I was just like, listen, I didn't want to get mean. That was incredibly rude.
Wait.
Now I'm going to move on.
So she did come back, or you were just kind of addressing it to the audience?
I said it before she left.
And then she still bailed.
She bailed like a joke later. Yeah. I mean, she was viscerally upset.
How old is this one? Who are these people?
She was 48. People? I think she told me.
48?
Mm-hmm.
Never married at 48.
And out there, I mean.
That's odd.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That one hit a little. That one hit home.
It hit a chord. I mean, I could tell. I mean,
she spiraled real hard at that, especially because it wouldn't have hit her so hard if you would have said it, and it kind of would have got a smattering of laughter. The fact that everybody was on the same page before you even said anything, she's like, "Oh, everyone is making fun of me.
Yeah,
everyone thinks I'm a nightmare."
Yeah, I mean, I already had her on a couple lines about the move on thing. And the way she was dressed and stuff like that. So it was like people were on my side. And then she said she'd never been married. And it's like, I don't want to single shame if that, whatever. But if you're coming at me, then you can't have that kind of target.
Don't throw stones if you're 48 and never been married.
That's the old
classic saying. Don't throw stones if you're a nightmare of a human being. I think maybe, I think, Tom, what do you think about this? What do you think if you did her a solid? What if she went and took a hard look in the mirror and said, "I'm in a outfit right now,
and I'm being a dickhead to this kid,
and I'm yelling at this guy that I don't know to impress. Who am I impressing? My friends are embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like I had to drag them to this show. What am I doing?
I think I would love if she went and took a look in the mirror. I think she did go look for the answer at the bottom of another glass of Savi B. But
yeah, there's 100% chance she got another glass.
Because she came out after the show and she just this was her line for me after the show. She did one of those. You ever have someone talk to you but they don't want to talk, so they like yell something and run by?
Yeah,
it's like she comes by and we're standing in the merch line and she just goes, "Not all Republicans are evil, okay?" And then left.
Boy, what really sucks about that line is that she had been cooking that up for about an hour.
That's what she went with. And I was like, lady, this was about you. This is not about Republicans.
Nothing to do with Republicans. Also, the joke isn't really about Republicans. The joke is about me having no backbone.
Yeah, that's the whole joke.
But you, in the psycho head that you live in, turned it in to you.
You think I am attacking you personally.
These people, I mean, there are just stupid, bad people in the world.
Yeah, that was one of them.
I would say most people. I mean, you versus, this lady versus you stealing your little coffee. I mean, it is theft. You are taking food out of people's mouths.
Probably a black child somewhere.
Probably a black child's mouth. They won't be able to go to USC anymore.
God,
because they gave Tom 8 free coffees.
At least I hope I get to 8.
I mean, look, it looks like the glitch it looks like you're in a perfect loop.
It's pretty stuck.
Because, I mean, here's what's going to happen is eventually you're going to go back there and somebody that's already given you a free coffee is going to go, wait, you have another free coffee?
Yeah, how'd that work?
And then they're going to go, beep, 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 beep. Actually, going back to what I said about you, is this your spot?
Yeah.
Might be a tough look when they finally catch.
I think I'm going to have to get a new spot.
Yeah, might be a really tough look. Because they're like, so you've just accepted 14 free beverages?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just kept saying free.
So
I thought that's how this works.
thought you guys had like a promotion going. I'm new to LA. I don't know.
This air marshal blows my head off.
You're like, I'm not from here. I'm from Stanford, New York. If you can't tell,
This sweatshirt is just disgusting because I've worn it every day.
just full of cum and blood.
Just free coffee.
I think you get 2 more coffees and then you go. Just to be clear,
But then I can't be like, well, I've been getting free coffee every day. I gotta pretend it was the first time. Or,
Yeah,
or
you
one of
gotta
these
wait. I
times I
mean-
gotta go in and say, oh, I got my free one yesterday. I just want to be honest.
how large is this place?
I thought you were gonna say how large is the coffee. I was like, is that important? This is like it's a coffee shop.
I mean, like, how many new employees could you possibly go through before you have to come clean?
I mean, it kind of seems like they have a lot of employees. Because
So you might have a kind of a long leash.
maybe I'll just be conscious of that. I'll try to keep track.
Yeah. I think when you do have the repeat cashier is when you have to come clean. But if you got a new one every time,
Also, what if I
That's-
just kind of do like dress
free coffee
differently? I'll just wear disguises. I'll come in tomorrow. I'll go in with one of the noses, glasses, and mustaches.
and like, well, this isn't suspicious at all.
Let's look into this free coffee he's getting.
They all just hit the ground. They think you're about to rob the store.
No. I'm just slowly robbing the place.
This
via
is not a
glitch in the system. I'm not like doing it at gunpoint. I'm just doing it through your rewards program.
I'm just doing it through omission. That's it.
No, I am robbing you though. I want that.
I am just in like a cool kind of white collar way.
Yeah. God, it's like grand larceny. It's gonna eventually be a case. You know how like people say there's rumors that like Target will let you steal from self checkout, but they keep a running tab on you so that they
That's
can build
just-
a lawsuit. That's
That is
so
just
fake.
such bullshit.
It's so fake.
Let's go after this guy who stole $200 worth of merchandise.
Over
we
a
made
year.
$14.8 billion last year. You out of your mind?
You have heard that though, right?
Well, I think we heard it from the same source.
Oh yeah.
TBH.
Yeah, if we're being TBH.
Tom, what do you think about how's writing going over there? You writing anything you like? You write anything that's exciting?
I mean, I
toss
got
it
this.
new
I got
out
this
there.
Socrates bit that I'm really kicking around. I got a new angle on it. It's kind of
You refuse to let the Socrates bit go, and I respect that a lot.
dude. I'm gonna have 5 on Socrates by the end of the month.
Did my
maybe not
face
this
just get
month.
really? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, if you get close to the camera, your face really blows up. I don't know what's going on.
Man, that was wild as
Also,
hell.
I think your troll is back on YouTube.
Who?
You got a guy that really hated when you would sing, and he was like, pretty mean to you. He asked why you looked so tired last week.
I love that you keep me updated on
My
these.
bad. Yeah, I didn't need to. I actually consciously was like, I'm not going to tell Tim about that one.
I love that you do that. It's fun for me every time. I know it's you from a dummy account, and I don't
It
even
is
care.
me. It is me.
I don't even care.
I never really cyberbullied people in high school, so I want to do it now.
You got to get it all out now.
Yeah, but I do act like a 16-year-old because this kid is definitely like a 16-year-old.
I mean, it's just a bizarre existence that he lives. I hope he's doing okay, though.
Yeah,
He's never seen a boob. I know this is classic behavior of a guy that's never seen a voluntary boob.
I hope this week he comments, yes, I have.
I love boobs. Chicks show them to me all the time.
I see so many chicks' boobs.
So many boobs, dude.
Saw a boob last week.
I just love a nice loyal listener. You love to hear that.
Yeah, he's probably obsessed with you. That's the problem.
He's been around for a minute,
And he just doesn't know how to express his fanship.
and every once in a while he'll pop in with just a really light jab.
Hey, remember me?
Remember, it's like, oh yeah, this absolute moron's still around.
Is someone kind of throwing like a Nerf ball at you? And you're like,
Yeah, it
"Ah."
like kind of hits you in the shoulder, and you're like, oh, all right.
And he's
What
like,
the hell
"Got
was that?
you.
Yeah,
Got
I like
your
that.
ass."
Fucking idiot. Hey, you want to know why I look tired? I was fucking tired.
I was like pretty tired that day.
You ever done that?
We were doing a morning podcast.
Damn, what is it? 9 a.m.? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I woke up 11 minutes before we did the pod. Absolutely incredible.
God.
Tom, I've been back on my game. I've been eating some Eddies. Did I tell you this? Did I tell you I did. I think I told you my little weed store expedition.
Oh yeah, we did. We discussed it last time. You're members only now.
Members only. I'm in the game. But I'm back on the old train. You know, you just fall off of like what works for you, and you
1000%.
start thinking like, oh, maybe I'll change up the thing that works.
Yeah, because you've always kind of been an Eddy
Eddy
premise
shower.
writer. Yeah,
It's the thing that works for me. And then I started trying to. I don't know what I was doing. You're like, oh, maybe let's. So I'm back on munching a little Ed. You jump in the shower. I got my notebook right there, and I'm getting all this new.
you got some new shit cooking. I mean, that is just fun to hear. Okay, question for you: when you're off the Eddy, I love off an edible. It's so funny. It makes it sound like such a hard drug.
Off an Eddy, yeah. And by the way, I'm taking like a little nibble of it. I'm not even really off the Eddy.
It's a placebo effect.
I'm slightly more giggly than I am usually.
When you're writing and you're a little stony baloney, what percentage of good shit are you throwing up?
Recently, I would say it's a pretty high percentage.
Damn. Okay.
When
I write when I'm high, I mean, I'll often it'll make me laugh, and then the next day I'm like, nah, that was nothing.
You're like, oh, this is in hieroglyphics. I don't even know what I wrote here.
Yeah, it was making me laugh though.
It's just like owl, wind symbol. I would say it's pretty decent right now. I mean, obviously there's poo, but you know, you go through and I would say the stuff that I'm like, okay, this is good enough to say into a microphone. The hit rate has been pretty high.
That rules. All right.
Now there is some stuff that I wrote down and I was like, never in my life
could I ever say this
did
again.
this be said ever. You almost want to scratch it out of your notebook just in case somebody finds it.
Yeah, you're like, I don't even want to see it.
This is embarrassing for me. But I mean, I'm in the shower, you know, having a giggly good time. And I tried to tell the whatchadiggy, the dang weed store thing on stage, and I got a nice big pop off of "Are you a member? No, come on in.
Get on in here."
Because it's like they can't figure out who they want to be. Do they want to be exclusive? Do they want to be chill as hell?
Yep.
So that part right there gets a big pop. I just got to figure out where to go with it. But that's just like fun.
Yeah,
it's just a goofy, fun time. Yeah.
Even if new. I will say, okay, if a new joke gets a 7 out of 10, it feels better than an old joke getting a 10.
Fact.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, even when a new joke kind of bombs, it still feels good that you did it.
Now that I will go ahead and disagree with.
You disagree? I mean, it's fun. If you're having, I'll say this. This is within the context of having a fun set.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've never had a joke absolutely tank, and I'm like, fucking, that felt good.
No. But like, if you're having a fun set and something new hits or misses, then you're like, well, we tried it, and you can even tell the audience that, and it's your, you know, it's the scratching it out of the notebook. It's the
satisfaction kind of like I'm doing the thing. Yeah, you have to do that. That's a part of it. Yeah, you do get off with like a sense of accomplishment.
It also makes you feel better about going into then like an old closer where you're like, guess what? You guys thought I was falling there.
Yeah, watch this.
I got this shit.
I think my dad's gay. Wait till you hear this shit.
I just saw my cousin on Tinder, you fucking idiots.
You fucking idiots. Wait till you hear this, dude. I mean, if we'd have swiped right, guess what?
We would have fucking matched.
We'd have fucking matched.
Really
You're just yelling at him. Fucking morons. We'd have matched because I already swiped on her. It's my cousin. Fuck the shit out of her. Everybody's like, is that the joke?
Is that the joke?
Such an aggressive joke.
Is that the joke that I farted and nobody barfed?
Right when you said that, I was like, wait, why does that sound so familiar? Is that the joke?
If I farted and nobody barfed, that's a pretty good day for me.
That's pretty.
Shout out Tim Robinson. You guys go check out his stuff. He's a good friend.
Timmy Rob, good show on Netflix. But yeah, here's a problem that I always feel in New York is I feel like you can't really do a lot of new. I feel like you have to cook everywhere you go because people are constantly seeing you for the first time.
Dude, that's my problem in LA. I was just talking about this last night.
It sucks ass and balls.
So it's the same thing in New York? It also sucks ass and balls in New York?
Yes. And I'm like, hey, I'm doing new.
It's also, you're kind of like, you want everyone in the room to know, because you're like, if you're seeing me for the first time, even if I cook, but I want you to know that I'm cooking with new.
Cooking with new. Okay. Had a better set than you with new. Idiot. Hey, that was new.
Hey, that was new. And they're like, what? What was your name?
Sorry, I didn't. Why are you on this show?
God.
Feels good.
I was fucking around a little bit too much last night because I mean, I keep joking about it, but the Socrates bit is kind of coming together. And I did it last night and it was kind of cooking, and it's about pedophilia. And then I threw in this line for no reason. I decided to get political. Someone was talking about gun control, and I thought about this right before I walked on stage. I go, the problem is everyone keeps using the just lame, sensitive arguments for gun control. You know, they're like, to these old Republican senators, you're like, but think about the kids, think about the children. And I'm like, but that just makes them horny, you know? And that it did not hit at all.
I was about to, it wasn't even a question of did it hit. It was, how badly did that one miss?
Big time. And it was so funny. And I mean, just totally missed. And I'm like, all right, well, that'll never be said into a microphone again. And I'm getting them back. And afterwards, I had run it by another comic in the back of the room. I was like, is this funny at all? Showed it to her written down. She goes, yeah, that's funny. And afterwards I go, hey,
where were you on that one?
Hey, that one really missed. And she goes, well, you had already talked about fucking kids a lot.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah.
True. I did do that whole pedophile chunk right before that.
Yeah, I guess it was a 10-minute set, huh?
Yeah, it was 12. Did about 6 on pedophilia.
And then you're like, hey, let's do a callback to absolutely railing a child. And everybody's like, God, come on, dude.
Christ. We kind of went with you on the Socrates thing. Can you let it go?
Come on. What do you think this is? Tim's couch? Calm the fuck down.
God, it was it was pretty fun. But it's fun to kind of just dip into the well too many times.
See what's going on there. See, I tried that with the old I got the big pop on the weed store thing. And then I kind of had, because that was the part that I found very funny. And then I was like, okay, so that's just premise.
That's a fun story.
It's like a fun start to a thing. And then I was like, yeah, so, and then I'm like in there. And then I'm fully just making shit up.
This is like that, what's that? This was no ordinary Toyota Corolla.
Yeah. I'm like, and by the end of I get to the end and everyone's just kind of like looking at me. I'm like, yeah, I got figure something out there. Sorry, everyone. But then I was like, hey, wait till you hear this. I dated sisters one time.
Oh, boy.
I did a few jokes on that show that I just wanted to get on camera so I could post them on the goddamn internet, and they weren't filming.
Awesome. Perfect.
Isn't that the best?
Yeah. Love that.
Isn't that the sickest thing?
Yeah, you got to keep the Timmy Clips train moving.
Well, I got to get some goddamn footage, Tom. I'm going to just do the thing where I put up a curtain and I just add a laugh track in.
If you do that, I will cease to be friends with you.
Tom.
And the pod will be over.
No, here's the thing. Those jokes work. I just might amp up the laughter a little bit.
It's like a full-on Tonight Show laugh track. Like, Tim, what room is this?
That's his little spot in New York I found.
You can hear Lizzie ask you something in the middle of that joke.
Lizzie's just asking me where she's asking where the salt and pepper is. I'm like, shut up. Cooking with new right now.
Oh God. Wait,
Tom, when are you coming to New York City, dude?
2 weeks.
Oh yeah, 2 of them.
June 13th, 14th, 15th.
Oh, you're gonna be here the whole time?
I'm not going to stay with you the whole time. Don't worry. I know that just stressed you out.
Fucking God. I was like, oh, no.
Family for 7 days, then Tom for 3. That's
my God. That would be too much.
No,
I'd be back on the bridge getting my appointment canceled by my therapist.
I'm gonna Oh, it's suicide and depression. Good. Well, we can't see you.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that was you. We did cancel that appointment though.
Wait, can I got plane stuff that we didn't go through. I saw a couple things on flights. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We missed the plane noise. Can you do that again? I kind of did an explosion at the end. That plane kind of had an engine go out.
All right, plane stuff.
Okay, wait. I like when I kind of like seeing a flight attendant with attitude once in a while. Not like overly mean, but like I'm noticing this like when they run a tight ship and they're not like that fake nice. You know, like we had this flight attendant. She goes, she just gets on the announcements. I'm first seeing her being like, "Hey, stop putting backpacks in the overhead. It's for the carry-ons, and then throw the backpack under the seat." She's telling a couple people this. Also, that's an old rule. It's tale as old as time.
She's saying that?
Yeah, you can't put a backpack in the, you can't go small bag in the overhead.
No, I mean, but is she going, come on, it's an old rule.
Oh, no, she's not saying that.
It's like,
that's
that
me
rules.
adding that.
Oh, okay.
No, but that's kind of the attitude that she was coming with. She was like, come on, hey, get that out of there.
Like, first time?
Saw a couple people do it, and she's like, you know what you're doing, whatever. She gets, I see her get fed up with this, and she goes, excuse me. She walks past everyone down the aisle, scooting past everyone, gets on the loudspeaker, and she goes, hey, stop putting small bags in the overhead. I'm going to walk down the aisle, and if I see small bags in there, I'm just taking them out.
Love this.
And everyone's kind of like, oh, fuck. And it worked. It was beautiful. I watched people
Well, yeah, it's finally somebody in control. Somebody's taking control of this goddamn flight.
And it's not the fake, because when they do like the rolling luggage goes above and then smaller bags go under the seat, everyone ignores that. Because it sounds like a robot.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. But she was like, hey, I'm coming down and I'm going to take them out. And that's going to be more embarrassing.
I'm opening that exit door and we're just chunking your shit out of the plane.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
It was kind of awesome. So she does that. It was just
mid 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mid 40s black lady. And
she's been doing it for 17, 18 years and she's had enough, honestly.
I do wish that it had kept going though, where she just walked down the aisle and she's like, get the shit out of here.
Hey, also tuck your knees in. If I hit one of your knees, I'm going to lose my fucking mind on this flight. Okay?
And guess what? I'm going to put a little extra strength behind it.
Yeah, so grow up. I bet it was a tough time for flight attendants when everybody, like a lot of first-time flyers started coming around at the end of COVID.
At the end of the day.
When flights were like a nickel. I bet they were losing. Because, they had it pretty comfy cozy there for a minute where it was like everyone that flies, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They know where everything goes. They know what the protocol is. And then you started getting people that stand up and run to the front of the plane when it lands. And these people have to deal with this like whole new breed of moron that they never had to deal with. I bet they kind of lost it there for a minute, Tomas.
Yeah, it probably became a lot. Well, I think there's like less flight attendants than there ever have been, too.
Is that true? Why?
Just airline crews in general are way down. I don't know.
Where's this information coming from?
A lot of people quit over the pandemic.
Oh,
that's why when shit started back up, there were so many crazy flight delays and stuff, and then Delta was on strike because they were working them overtime because there was short staffed.
What happened? Then Southwest got like some hacker or something that like screwed up all their shit.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was wild.
They had like 20,000 flights canceled. Yeah, so they're in a rough spot, but it's fun to see a little honesty out there. Just like, hey, I'm not gonna put up with your shit.
Yeah, just a little bit like, can we just do you all know what's going on here.
Meanwhile,
stop it.
I have my zero of the week and my hero of the week.
Lay it on me.
Hero of the week. I get on this flight and I get back to my seat and I got a rolly carry-on. There's no spot for it.
Not good.
And I'm like, should I make it back to the front? And the flight attendant just goes, there's no room anywhere. And I go, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm already on the plane. I'm in the back of the plane. And he's like, we just got to check it. And he's like, you got to bring it back up to the front to check it. And I go, there's 50 people coming down the aisle. I can't really get to the front right now. And he goes, all right, I'll check it for you. I'm like, all right, great. He's like, what seat are you? Blah, blah. I go sit down. I give him my carry-on. End of the flight, I realize I never got a checked bag thing.
Yeah.
You know, when you check it at the gate, you're supposed to get a little pink
Your little
slip.
receipt. Yeah.
Yeah, I never got one. And I was like, it was all too chaotic. It stressed me out, whatever. I never got one. And I asked the flight attendant, I go, hey, I checked mine after I got on board. And he goes, yeah, it'll be at baggage claim. I'm like, all right.
I don't love that.
I get to baggage claim. Guess what's not there? You guessed it. Tom's bag. I'm waiting for a while. I go into the help desk. I go, it didn't come out. She goes, oh, you checked it at the gate. Might just take a little longer. Go out, wait there again. I go out. It's not
They're
there.
like, but certainly you got the receipt for it, right?
They're
You
like,
got the check.
what's the claim number? I go, I never got a claim number. Never even got a receipt. And they're like, yeah, you did. And I was like, I promise you I didn't. Here's what happened. I tell them the scenario at the desk. This was kind of fun. They're all like, God, that guy's a moron. the flight attendant.
Oh wait, you or the dude?
The flight attendant.
Oh, okay. I was
like, here's what happened is it was full and he just never came back to my seat. I don't know where he put my bag.
Oh God.
And they're like, well, here's the good news. Neither do we. And I mean, there's nothing tracking it. I'm realizing I don't even have a name tag on this piece.
It's just kind of in the wind.
It's just somewhere. And she's like, yeah, it could be going to Jacksonville.
And you're like, okay, so it is a black Samsonite. Does that help?
Sammy.
Does that help you at all?
I'm like, it's a blue away thing. And she's like, all right, well, we're looking for it. I'm like, oh, this is lost forever. It has my hard drive with like every clip, all of our old roommates-in-law footage. It has all my koozies that I'm selling that weekend in Salt Lake City. It has my clothes. I'm wearing shorts and the show's in 2 hours.
Oh my God in heaven.
So I'm about to leave and go downtown Salt Lake City, buy some pants and go do shows with no possessions. And this lady, I mean, they're shitting all over my zero of the week, this flight attendant. And I'm waiting for an Uber with Kelsey Cook. And I get a call back and she goes, guess who just found a suitcase full of beer koozies? I'm like, let's go. I run back into the little Delta help desk and they're like, yeah. They're like all cheering.
Wait, I love that she tossed professionalism out of the window to have a good time.
Oh, yeah, it was great. Well, because they had to ask me what the contents of the bag were. And I was like, well, the most noticeable thing is there's a lot of koozies in there.
Guess who just found a suitcase full of beer koozies?
It was amazing.
That rules.
I mean, I go back, Dina in Salt Lake City working for Delta Airlines. You rule. You're the fucking best. And the whole team there, honestly, because it was fun. She's telling everyone the story. She's like, he got a gate check with no receipt. You know what happened? The guy never checked the bag. He left it on the plane. It literally almost went to Jacksonville. This lady, Dina, gets on the horn with the gate agent. She goes, just do another sweep before the cleaners get in there, before this goes to like lost luggage. It was going to go into like the giant lost luggage thing.
I mean, that was about to become some like storage wars thing where somebody buys bulk luggage that was never claimed. And then they're like, oh, God damn it. I got a bunch of sketch footage and koozies.
But this unreleased roommates-in-law is pretty good.
They're like, these are heat. I don't know why these were never put out.
It's literally most of it. That's what I was most worried about. I was like, there's a hard drive in there that's just got a bunch of stuff me and Tim did. I don't know. How do you put value
footage in there?
Because you have to put in the value.
You're like, I don't see a selection for priceless. Where do I put in that this could literally have infinite value?
Where do I put in 7-figure TV deal?
They're like, no, you can just mark right there next to delusional. That'd be great.
Right next to $0. It was so awesome. So she gets on the horn with the gate people, and they made him go check. And this is like, I had already gone. She's just doing work pro bono.
She's just doing her job.
I mean, it was beautiful. You never get helped out by an airline employee.
No, so obviously the zero
is flight attendant.
Well, why the fuck? See, these are people that just, and I don't want to judge them. They have a hard job. That is a tough job.
Hard job. It was, but you know what?
And he probably thought, I'll just take it. I'll just leave it here. So I have to go through all of that. And then I'll just remind this guy, like, hey, here you go.
Yeah.
and then somebody
He
shit
forgot
their
where he put it.
pants or something crazy happened. He just forgot you were gone.
Yep.
And now he's trying to catch a different flight to Atlanta because somebody pooped their pants there too. Everybody's pooping their pants in the
There's so
skies.
much poop pants in the sky.
And then now you got lost. But the failsafe,
Dina from Delta, Salt Lake City. I mean, because I get it. I give myself a little bit of the wrongdoing because I just knew that it was too chaotic when I gave it to him. It was very much like just sit down. There's too many people.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Yes, it was such a we'll figure it out moment.
Okay, but what are you supposed to do in that scenario?
Yeah,
actually, I don't trust the way you're handling. I mean,
this
what are you
feels
gonna
a
do?
little too chaotic. Yeah, that instantly I'm a 0.
That's when people start pulling out their phones and you get tagged as a male Karen on Delta, and that's not a great look either.
A Marin. We got a Mark Marin.
We got a Marcus Marin on this flight. This guy sucks ass.
Yeah, so I don't know. I knew it was gonna get lost, and then it did. But Dina, you saved my life, and I just I gave her a big hug, and we all high fived, and it was so funny.
You love it when somebody does their job.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than somebody doing their job
and is like a human. I loved the phone call that was not just like, "Hey, is this Thomas?" That I answer the phone. I see it's Delta Airlines, so I knew what it was, and I go, "Hello." She goes, "Guess who just found a suitcase full of beer koozies?"
God,
like,
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so fucking fun.
Speaking
of people doing their job, how about this from my Turkish guy? Turkish guy,
Delight.
he kind of got a second pop out of me. This one wasn't an unintentional pop, but so we get it all the way back to the door. It doesn't fit, right?
Yeah.
We try to lift it up on its side, try doing all the angles, if we, you know what I'm saying, that whole song and dance. None of it's working. We set it back down, and we both kind of take a breath. And like at this point, his job is over.
He's done it.
Like this is as good as he can. We kind of just like, and I wasn't even really thinking about him. I was just kind of like, fuck. And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, "So I'm gonna go." And I was kind of like, "Oh right, yeah, you can totally bounce. Like you've done everything." This is
our issue now.
But it was just so funny of him being like, I tried to help as much as I could.
I hung in there longer than I needed to.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. Goodbye. I was like, all right, Turkish man.
All right. See you,
bye, Turkish man.
I love that he fucked with you with the ride home. That's beautiful.
I know, because you don't expect jokes when there's a language barrier.
No, well, because you kind of assume you're like, I think he's misunderstanding me because I'm asking for a ride, and it totally makes sense for him to give me a ride.
Because we're going to the same place.
Yeah.
And I guess you just don't expect, like, especially a dry sense of humor. I didn't expect sarcasm.
No, and like pretty good delivery.
Yeah, like he 100% got my ass. I was like, oh, guess I'll look for the train. Why can't I just get in the van, dude? Let me in the fucking van.
Come on, man. He's like slowly driving away too.
He's
doing the thing. He's making you run for it.
He just stops it and I just bash into the door.
Man,
shout out to the Turk.
I've done that a lot.
I love him. Tom, where are we at on this goddamn thing?
I think we gotta be ready.
We gotta be
wrap here. We got a couple minutes. Let's see. I don't know if can I recommend doing something?
Yeah, if it's signing up for therapy, I already tried that, Tom.
Would love to recommend that again for the 300th time. But go to like when was the last time you watched like alt comedy or like improv?
Improv, haven't seen improv in a minute. I haven't seen improv. I was gonna say since Chicago, but I haven't seen improv since the first time Lizzie and I visited Chicago. So probably 8 years. I
went to a variety show last week. Shout out to my friend Anna Garcia, Scrambled Eggs online. She throws a variety show out in LA, and it's just refreshing. A lot of it was bad, but it is refreshing to just watch comedy that's not stand-up. Well, because you're not judging the whole time. Yes, that's absolutely it. You're not going, ugh. I went with a friend and just watched the show. And it was like probably also refreshing to know that you're not there trying to get tossed up or you're not really looking around to say who can I say hello to or just supporting like, hey, let me a friend's enjoy show. A thing. Yeah. And I mean I'm sure there was an ulterior motive, but yeah, you're just there. There really wasn't. A friend's show. They don't book stand up.
I'm sure they have some sort of agent that you want to get in contact with.
Why are you thinking I'm being a rat?
Because you're a rat.
Yeah, but for stand-up shows. This was purely supporting a friend, doing something new. I used to like going to that shit. Like at the Hideout and stuff like that. Like seeing alt comedy, seeing someone do like a running character bit through a whole show gives me anxiety if I was part of the show. But just watching it, I'm like, this could be a train wreck. I don't care.
Steve Gerrard asked me to do a bit with him at the Hideout, and I said yes. And then the day of, I bailed.
See, that is cruel.
I bailed.
But that would have been fun.
It would have been an amazing time.
It's something I think about often. Stressful.
It's something I think about often. I should have done it. It would have been a great time. I would have had a gay old time. But I got.
You could have been an alt comedian.
Bailed.
That could have changed your whole life. You could be opening for Eric Andre right now.
God damn it. Everything could have been so good, Tom.
If you had just done that one running bit at the Hideout.
If I had just pretended to be Steve Gerrard's wife and yelled at him for never washing the clothes.
God. Yeah, but I did see there was like a juggler who was pretty bad, but like so there was some but they had music that was like delightful and then really good improv. I hadn't seen good improv in a long time. And like this is like the top improv team out here. They all like write for TV and they're just talented folks. I mean, it was just fun to see something that's not comedy. It gave me some life. Or not stand up.
I was like, damn, not comedy. They're up there just doing a dramatic reading.
Dramatic improv would be so boring.
That would be kind of amazing. That's actually kind of a hilarious bit if you just get up and it's like a really dramatic scene.
Yeah,
and that's just it.
Like it was like pretty good.
You're like, that was heavy as hell.
Yeah.
Let's get that juggler back out of here. He'll get the tempo back up. Well, here's my question about a juggler. It's like, are people oohing and eyeing during the juggle? Like, don't jugglers have like jokes though? Are they like telling little bits?
Yeah, here was the problem with this juggler is he wasn't quite good enough.
He was juggling like two balls.
Well, it was like he had a couple tricks that were really impressive.
Right.
But then he
just
would
not
like,
enough.
Yeah, then he would like drop one. And then I thought then he was getting laughs when he would fuck up, but it wasn't intentional. And then all of a sudden we're laughing at a failing circus act.
Yeah. Now this is taking on a whole new thing.
Yeah, and then it's a little darker.
Because now you're laughing at a man. You know how somebody looks when they're like scrambling to get the ping pong ball at playing beer pong, and it's always a brutal look. You're basically laughing at this man while he's trying to find the ball or the bowling pin that he just dropped.
You're spot on,
and it's an incredibly tough look.
Yeah, and then there's people not sure if this is like an alt bit because at one point he dropped 2 in a row. And it got like a big pop.
How much time is he doing? Is that how they do it? They say,
he went
you're doing
way
10?
Over his time. He was doing 6 and he did about 10.
Oh, well, it's a 6-minute bit, but he kept dropping all of his shit.
At like minute 5, he's like, I only have 6 minutes. And then I was like, I looked at my watch and I was like, well, you're at minute like 9. I was like, he said he was doing 6. I mean, he's like, way over.
You're not even a part of the show. You're like, I'm gonna light him.
I'm gonna light him again.
I'm gonna light him. Oh God.
Man. Yeah, it was not fun to see that part, but I don't know.
No, it is. It is kind of
get
fun.
out there and just
see something different. You've got no stakes in it. You're there purely as an observer. That's always a good time.
There was a big agent there that I wanted to meet too. So
finally, we get around to it. Finally, we get around to it.
It was purely friendship. God damn it! I can't do anything in this world without being a rat anymore.
Rat, little piggy. Tom, you gotta wish me. You gotta wish me luck here. I got my parents' land
right now.
In 3.5 hours. And then they're here for, count them, Tom, 7 days.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 M's in my bank account.
7 days. They will be. Well, it's actually, they won't because they'll be dead by day 4.
Oh, yeah. So what do you do for the other 3 days?
Well, then a lot of it's like arrangements getting them back to Louisiana. And then we got to
funeral planning,
figure out funeral stuff. And because what do we do with their luggage? What do we do with, then we got to
let's go through the luggage first, see if there's anything good.
There ain't nothing in there that I want. And then, you got to go, what do we do with the house? Their possessions. How do we get some of their furniture that we want back up to New York? And
wait, we could do your wedding at their house.
That would be a little bleak.
Turn it into an event venue. Well, we kind of strip the house, knock out a couple walls.
Just gut it.
Yeah, we just gut it, turn it into a big... Well, and then we have a B room in the basement where we do a show.
Well, no, this is Louisiana. No basements.
No basements. We got an attic?
Got an attic.
All right, we can do a show in the attic.
We could maybe gut their shed that they have out back. It's kind of an attached shed, and it'd be a tight, intimate space.
Could that be a good room for a show?
That wouldn't be bad.
All right, so we do a show, and then we do wedding in the main room.
Well, let's before we get all this planned, we'll plan this. Let's just make sure they die first.
Okay, yeah, we'll plan this next week on the pod after the
because
dead and
for
gone.
sure at day 4 or 5, New York will have taken their lives.
I mean, 7 days in New York is too much. You got to do something. You got to journal every day or do a vlog.
There needs to be some sort of meditation happening or...
No, I mean, you need to document this, how poorly this goes.
Oh. Yeah, I want to just strap a GoPro to both of them. Just see how this goes.
Just see how they react when the first... It would be kind of fun to see how they react when the first homeless person screams at them compared to the last time. Because they will get hard. In 7 days, you'll get a little hardened.
Well, I mean, I hope my dad's not getting hard walking around New York. That'd be a whole different reason that he's having an issue.
Well, I think your dad's gay, so...
That's what I've already told him. I'm like, Mom, the thing is, when they're nervous about the subway. I'm like, here's the thing. There's, 7 million people travel this thing every day with no issue.
Yeah.
They're gonna maybe be a couple of crazies on there. That's just what it is. But just don't look at them. That's all you got to do. Don't acknowledge them. Don't even pretend that they're a human being, and then you'll be fine. Don't have any empathy for anyone that you see in New York ever. That's mistake number 1 in New York is an ounce of empathy.
When you move to New York, empathy has to be left at the border.
You leave that in Louisiana. You can have that in Louisiana. Don't you dare bring that to New York.
Check the bag that has empathy in it and hope they lose it.
And hope that one goes to Tampa. Honestly, it's my dad that needs to be more worried about the empathy. I think my mom wouldn't have an issue cruising right on by.
But your dad's going to stop and say, "Hey, friend."
I think he's out of the two. He would be more likely.
I mean, because there's a couple lines out there that could stop a nice Southern couple in their tracks. I've been hit with if you don't talk to me right now, I'll kill myself.
See, that would not work for me.
It has worked on me twice, and I know it worked twice because the second time I realized it was the exact same guy.
And you're like, dude.
You're doing old. Write some new, man. It's a year-old bit.
Come on, or at least be a man of your word.
Yeah.
Dude.
I didn't talk. No, I talked to him both times, so.
Yeah, I think the things that would get them, because this got me one time. I was wearing an LSU shirt. And a guy was the guy goes, "Oh, in Baton Rouge." And I was like, that's kind of specific. So I'm like, yeah, man. And then he sidles right up and then he's right into something. I was like, fuck, he got me.
Dude, do you think they'll get got by the food thing? Did you warn them about the food thing?
I have not told them about the food thing.
Tell them about that because that's big in Manhattan.
And they're going to look like
they drop
tourists.
They'll look like targets. No, what are they called? Marks. Yeah, because someone will walk right up to your dad and drop the oldest thing of rice you've ever seen and say, "I just bought that. You now owe me $20."
He was going. I was bringing all these chicken bones to my family, and now they're all over the ground.
You owe me $20.
That'll be $700. No, they're gonna be in the mix. New York is not a beach vacation.
Yeah,
not relaxed town.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
It's gonna be something. We have dinner with them tonight, and it'll be great. My mom was like, "How close is it to our hotel?" And I was like, "Well, nothing's close.
We're taking the subway, Patty.
Yeah.
Takes.
Well, I recommended Ubers for most of their trip just to take the, they'll do the subway with us.
All right, yeah.
But if they're solo, just take an Uber. Let's not do that.
You've been running. You've been Jim Smith again. You look huge. You can protect him on the subway.
No, I need to be looking small. I've been running.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, but you can.
I mean,
protect
jacked.
it.
Yeah, no. What the word you're looking for is I look ripped. I look,
You look
like I'm
absolutely
shredded right now.
I mean, we've been intermittent fasting for like a full day now.
For a full day, you're like, dude, you are shredded, but you do look exhausted, though. What's up with that?
Why do you look so tired in the morning when you're supposed to be tired?
Why you look so tired when you're tired, man?
God. Oh man, I was
loser.
not to bring up another
Oh no,
another L for Tim, but
Jesus.
I couldn't stop this weekend. Just I was hearing a bunch of stories about like nightmare comedy clubs because I was at Wise Guys in Utah this weekend with Kelsey, and I mean it's like a perfect club. It's like just cool staff, beautiful room, great crowds, super Mormon, which surprisingly they're an awesome audience. But we're telling stories and I couldn't stop thinking about you headlining a club and then getting a bill for your beers at the end of it.
Hey man, look, but don't worry, Tom. They gave me half off the beers.
I mean, it's one of I told the staff at this club this story and they could not believe it.
I couldn't believe it either. I thought this was like the Turkish guy doing a joke. I was like ha, and
hey,
he was
thanks
like,
for being the primary reason we're open this weekend. That'll be $32.50.
hey, thanks for paying my mortgage this month, but I am gonna need $16. Because it's so weird. He handed me a check or a bill and a check.
And the check, you're like, just one, if you're going to do it, just tell me you're taking it out of the check. Because don't make me pay the bill.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hold on. And then the waiters stand there like, yeah.
You got to tip me on it, too.
Like, yeah. Then I had to tip this guy. And I got to tip him on the original bill, not the discounted bill. Because then they're like, what a prick.
Yeah, God.
Never have this guy back.
I mean, the way to do it, you just don't charge the headliner. And guess what? They end up tipping
anyway.
Yeah, that you tip better.
Yeah, because you're not viscerally angry.
You're not like regretting the whole weekend.
You're not wondering what would happen if you lit the building on fire.
Yeah.
You're happy to be there.
You'd be doing them a benefit. They'd get a nice little insurance claim and they wouldn't have to run the worst club in the state of Illinois anymore.
I mean,
actually, what sucks
your
is that
tab.
it's kind of fun. That's what sucks.
That's the hard news. The hard news is that it's a pretty fun weekend.
And then
even if they charge you.
You did have 2 beers though, so.
And that's what it's not. Look, if I was in there going to town,
saying, "Can I get the hummus plate and 38 beers?" And
38 beers and maybe like top shelf. If I drank 2 beers,
2 Heinekens,
2, and my man charged.
It's so disrespectful.
It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, you're a very out of touch person.
And you have no interest in developing relationships with the primary source of your business.
Like, you do want me to leave this venue immediately and make fun of you to everyone I see.
Anyone that'll listen.
Who are only comedians.
Yeah. Yeah, I really only hang out with comedians.
So I'm going to rip you in this club to shreds to all of my comedian friends.
And then they're going to tell people in cities that you've never even been to.
It's a wild move. Fun weekend, though, unfortunately.
Oh, God. Sorry to close on that, but I couldn't stop thinking about that this weekend. I was getting a
No, I know. You've brought it up several times already this week, which has been great.
One of my favorite stories. Oh, God.
Great weekend, Tim. Anyway, here's your tab.
I think we can wrap.
Let's end it there, Tomas. I got to get ready, go see the old goddamn. Wish me luck, Tom.
Will you give Patty a hug and tell your dad I love him?
I'll give Pat a hug and I'll give Dan a very firm handshake. Brought to you by Tom Schnee.
That's from Tom.
That's from Tom. And then we're going to go to dinner, and then I'm going to watch them fall into a sewer and never come out. And then we can get that comedy club in Baton Rouge cooking.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'll help gut the house and run it. And guess what? If comics that listen to this, if you come headline, half off beers, promise.
Hey, drinks are almost on us.
They're like mostly on us. It's 50-50, but
50-50 on us, dude. Everything else is on you.
Yeah. Appreciate you coming.
No hotel. Also, the green room is not functioning that weekend.
It's the backyard. Wi-Fi's out as well, just this weekend.
Hey, thanks for flying out. Also, fuck you. How about that?
Oh
Idiot.
God, where are you gonna be, Tim? This comes out on Thursday. You
It comes out on Thursday. I am going to be. Oh, I do have. I have shows in New York all month. I'll just be. Look at my Instagram.
Get on OleTimmySmith. That's on Instagram. Do you put them on timscomedy.com still too? Because I put that in the link of every description of the podcast.
Just get onto the Instagram.
God damn it! Update your website, dude.
We'll be on Instagram live. Shows.
I will be at if you're in LA, I don't even know if we have LA listeners. I think we do, but Red Show Blue Show is this Saturday. Secret Red Show Blue Show. Secret. It's actually not secret. We have Andrew DeSmukes from SNL this week. That'll be fun.
Smeeky. Love Smeeks.
Smukes. And then next week I'll be in Vegas for my birthday. I asked him if he wanted to come and he said no.
Well, what he said was, "Hey Tim, would you like to spend $10,000?" And I said no, and he said, "But it's also my birthday."
I said, "Even for my birthday, you don't want to?"
And I said, "Oh no,
No,
I'll see you 2 weeks later."
I'm good though. Yeah, that was a tough sell. I didn't really think about it till I called you.
Every time I see my phone ringing, it says Tommy Schnee. I'm like, well, here comes a horrible opportunity.
Hey, how'd you like to fly to like Tuscaloosa for no money?
Actually, here's the little thing I got going on. You could fly to Tuscaloosa. I actually won't be there, and there's no show, but you could just like be in Tuscaloosa.
You could go and spend money there,
and just like, I don't know, grab a hotel and maybe just, I don't know, finger your asshole.
Would that be good for you?
Would that be good for you? Would you like that?
Oh God! I also asked one of my best friends of all time, Jack Guilfoyle, frequent listener of the pod. Shout out Guilfoyle. His birthday is the day before mine. I text him. I go, "Hey, what are you doing our birthday weekend?" And he goes, "If you're about to ask me to go to Vegas, you're nuts." And I go,
right.
"Oh fuck! Did I already ask you this?" He goes, "No, just an avid listener of the pod." He saw it coming. God,
you're
it.
nuts. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
God!
You'll be
I'll
fine.
be in
You'll figure it
Vegas
out.
if you're in Vegas, and then I don't know, Tampa and Texas, Dallas, Austin, and Alaska. We've got some Alaska people. I'll be in Juneau. I don't know. Just all over the place.
Juneau.
Somekidtommy.com for show dates.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
He married my sister, now we're living